confident do you feel in your triggering mechanism?
Confident. I've
like in this moment, right here,
yeah.
like in this very,
it's not connected.
in this very
happen.
local
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check CG. Yeah, this thing gains a lot of weight when you put the cargo on.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey guys, this is Ian with Team Legit, and in this video I'm just going to walk you through a flight, which, spoiler alert, is the first and last flight of our version 2 rocket jet built by Tim here. This is just going to be a couple clips that I found really interesting from the flight. The idea with this jet is just to experiment with putting large capacity rocket motors in a FPV aircraft.
It's heavy.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, you made it. Good save.
Well, that was fun for everyone.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, we'll get some altitude and. Well, for my video, it looks crazy.
So here I'm just taking a couple introductory laps,
Going uphill.
feeling out the aircraft, making sure everything is situated, making sure I'm situated. So you can see I was a little unfocused there.
I was adjusting my screen and not.
The payload is held on by rubber bands that are linked on one side permanently, and then on the other side are linked by retractable pins that are retracted by servos, which means that the total force holding the payload on is not terribly strong. So in this flight we discovered that with a little too much positive G, the payload can separate from the body. Of the two DVR feeds here, the right side up feed is the carrier and the upside down feed is the payload. So this is our slow ascent. We climb at about a meter a second here. I had already built this Stratolaunch style aircraft without a specific payload in mind. I just thought it was a cool concept for an aircraft. And when Tim wanted to plan how to launch his rocket jet, it was just too obvious to put the two together. So the ascent here, I just love the imagery. This tail camera is wider than a 90-degree field of view. So on the left side of the screen, you're seeing left. You're seeing straight left across the aircraft. On the right side of the screen, you're actually seeing straight ahead.
Okay, I'm going to try to do like a track circuit kind of in front of us. What's that noise? Are you a fan? Oh.
So on the ascent here, I had good video. Tim's video was poor. He claims in hindsight that the transmission he was viewing live was of better quality than the DVR recording we have here. Although he did say his video was fading in and out, and it probably looked somewhat like the recording we have here. So in a perfect world, we would have noticed that and perhaps brought the aircraft back down and launched at a much closer distance. This pair of aircraft cannot land with the payload attached. The vertical fins of the rocket jet actually protrude down below the fuselage of the carrier, so I don't know what would happen if the two landed attached. It probably wouldn't be good for either aircraft. But once the pair takes off, they are committed to separating in flight.
So I'm going to throttle back a little bit. And I'll wait as long as you want, but I'll just hold this altitude.
Come back towards us. How close is it to us, you guys? Okay.
Can you even see us?
Hit it.
Do you want me to let me go out and then come back again so you have a better video angle? Okay, I'm turning back, and I should be coming right at us. Can a spotter confirm? Tim, I'm ready. I should be coming straight back towards us.
I'm ready.
You want me to?
Hit it.
Okay, 2, 1, release, release, release.
I'm free.
And there we go. So unfortunately, despite that we had good separation there, as soon as Tim launched, he then had very poor to non-existent video afterwards. And although he reported after the fact that it kind of came and went, and he did get a few glimpses in the monitor there before it went dark for good, the video feed was not flyable. Our spotters on the ground, although they could see the location of the aircraft just fine, line of sight, they could not see the orientation well enough to control it. This was Tim's second rocket jet, and although it made one flight just like the first one actually fired a motor, and this one was lost on a glide test. We never intended for this flight to be a powered flight. It was only to control check and trim out the aircraft before a powered flight. We did have ballast in the rocket jet to represent a loaded engine. So once again, the carrier returns. It refuses to be damaged in the field. Every time we fly it, I suspect that this is it. This is the last time it's going to fly, because it's either going to have a breakup or some kind of failure, or there's going to be a payload issue that ends up destroying it, but keeps on trucking. So ultimately what we think happened was an obstruction of the video signal from the rocket jet. This second rocket jet was actually built of carbon fiber. It was carbon fiber laid up around the multiplex fun jet core. And the first aircraft that Tim made was fiberglass instead of carbon. So that one had no video issues. It had a control surface leverage issue, we think. But this one, due to the carbon and due to the proximity of the antenna to the fuselage, and because of the shape of the fuselage, those sail-shaped broad wings would have been between the video antenna and the ground, and so that may have just caused a complete lack of ability to see what was happening. So that is the fate of Rocket Jet 2. Tim does have number 3 in the works, so we'll see what happens with that one. Thanks for watching, guys.